Hi, it's Kim and welcome to the video today. I several days ago decided I needed some extra potting soil, and that was an excuse to head out to the garden centers. Really, the only thing that I intended to do was get some potting soil, but we know how that goes. So the closest store to me is Lowe's, so Lowe's is where I went. Home Depot is a little further. I didn't drive all the way out to Home Depot, but it's a nice store to shop for potting soil too. Don't forget your military discount if you go there. But what I usually like to go see is all the beautiful plants and flowers that they have out. They had so many wonderful perennials out to show. But I did dutifully go over and look through the bags of potting soil. Now what I usually go for is something that is for containers. That's typically what I am looking for. So potting soil specifically for container plants. And in my environment here in Ohio, I prefer not to have the one that's moisture control, because I want to be able to control the moisture, decide on vermiculite to hold moisture or perlite to drain it out, or even the crushed granite, the poultry grit that I like to use in my potting soil for something that needs good drainage. And I just like to get the best buy. So here when I was at Lowe's, I found some decent buys. I usually try to get 2 cubic feet, or in this instance they had some on sale that was a potting mix that was 1 cubic foot. So 2 for $10 was not a bad price at all. Now, in some instances, I like to find a little split, where it's someone has dropped one of the containers, and you can feel it, see what it feels like, see if it sticks together. But I got my soil, and then decided, let's go to Rural King, and I felt like I hit the jackpot there. They had some really beautiful succulents in 6-packs. Now, these were out in the parking lot, where they have all their perennials, annuals, evergreens, all of their plants. But I, of course, am drawn to the succulents. And they were really nice looking for this time of year, because usually by this time of year they've been sort of neglected and look a little bit draggled. Some of these did have spots on them, torn leaves, etc. But not everyone's gentle when they're looking through them. And I really liked them, and I didn't think the price was bad at all. $12.99 for these 6-packs, and they were probably in about a 3-inch. Each little section, each little plant was in like about a 3-inch pot, and it wasn't a bad price at all at $12.99. But then, as I am sitting and trying to consider which one do I want, which 2 do I want, the man comes by and he's saying he's putting some stickers on, and I ask him, is everything 35% off, the stickers that he was applying? And he said yes. And I thought, decision made, because at 35% off, basically you're getting 3 for the price of 2. Now, could I pass that up? I certainly could not pass it up, because I am getting ready to plant some of my hypertufa planters, and I wanted some mixtures of succulents, and just about all these to me looked like the tender succulents, at least the ones that won't stand the Ohio winters. There were a few little bits of, it looks like the sedum voodoo in there, the little creeping sedum that turns red. And that's not something I wanted, so I chose one of the packs without that, because I've got a lot of that already at home. And these would be ones that I would have to take in the wintertime, and I thought, what better price can I get than this? So I went through and selected the best of the best, I thought. They did have some Sempervivum out, just 1 package, but I do have a lot of that, and I am looking for the Jovabarba right at the present time instead of the regular Sempervivum. So I decided to pass that by. I may have to get that by mail order. But some of these were some strange looking plants that I really couldn't identify. But when I go through my plant haul, I'll try to identify some of these plants. But these looked so wonderful. I picked out 3 of them and I drove on into the store to the checkout counters. One last look. Maybe I need 4. No, seriously, let's maintain some control and just stick with the 3. So I went to the checkout counter. I did indeed get the 35% off, no problems. Picked up some alyssum. I love the Snow Princess alyssum. It smells so good and cascades so well over your pots. You couldn't ever regret getting the Snow Princess alyssum. I'll put that in one of my urns. But let's get home. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. 35% off. Rural King. 35% off. We will spread these out and show my haul when we get home. Thank you, Rural King. And now I'm going to get to the plant haul portion of this video. I went out shopping, as I said, just for some soil, but at Rural King, I hit the jackpot and they came home with me. So, as you can see, the price was just $12.99, and that is for kind of a large 6-pack of plants. And I will need to look these up because it did not come with any names at all. So I'll need to look these up and try and figure out what they are. Some of them, I think I have something similar. For instance, that looks like some of my ghost plants. You can see how big that one is. Fairly big plant. And this one reminds me of the, I think it was called Pachyphyllum or something like that. It has great big lobed top and a lot of new pups and babies coming in from the bottom. So these appear to have been at least treated nicely. Now this reminds me of the Echeveria that I already have, though it's not quite as pink rimmed as that one. So that either is a different one or maybe a different type of plant. It has another baby trying to come in from the bottom. Now this again reminds me of that Pachyphyllum, but I don't know. This one almost looks like the ghost plant. So many babies underneath. Those appear to be from a couple of dropped leaves. And then these, I don't know if they've sprouted from a stem or root, but this one is fairly tall. Just a little bit of damage, but a beautiful rosy color. And then here's another one. It looks the most like my ghost plant. A lot of babies underneath there. Some broken leaves, which we'll take full advantage of. And then one of the 6 plants is what looks to me like a blue chalk sticks. And it has blossoms. Some are dried up. I'll have to trim those, but let me know if you know what these are just visually, because I would sure like to know what these plants are. But I got these for really 2 packs for the price, I'm sorry, 3 packs for the price of 2. Now the other one, I tried to pick something that was a little bit different. This appears to be another one of the chalk sticks with blooms. And then this one, I'm not sure based on its shape. It looks like the ogre ears that I already have, but this will be a nice new one to put with it. I think that's the ear shaped. It could be the E.T. fingers. And then that looks like a jade plant, but who knows if it's truly a jade plant or one of the variations. But I'd like to have a new jade plant, so that's fine with me, even though I have several rootings that are about 1 inch or so tall. Now here's another one. Not sure what that is, but it is really pretty with nice color. Now on this far end, I am not sure what that is. A trailing jade is what I'm calling it for now. It is very long. It's at least extends from the little box about 12 inches. And you can see the little growth. Let's see if I can center in on that and get it to focus. You can see little growths in each of the joints. So I'm thinking that might vine out or trail out and be really cool, because it does have another branch coming out from this side. Well, it looks like 2 other branches. Here we got a broken leaf right here, but it's healthy down under. These could be from sunburn because they were in an outdoor area and may not have got the best care. They're pretty wet because I'm certain they were hosed down all of the time. Look at that one. Now, a pretty pearly color. I really like that. Really neat. Okay, and that was number 2. And then, of course, here's number 3. It has another one of these. Oops. Another one of these tall, maybe pachythyllum, not sure. And this is another one of those escheverias that I've already had. This one does not have the pink rims that the other one did. This one is without, and that one had them. So I don't know if they're similar, the same thing, one with lesser sun. And I'm not sure, this reminds me of the pancake plant, but it is, the petals are like separated out. Now, it isn't that furry like panda plant or anything like that. It's just slick like a jade plant. But I really think that one's cool. And this reminds me of either the topsy-turvy, ruffles. I think it's topsy-turvy because that looks like, you know, one of the regular leaves upside down. But there's a little tiny one right under here. I think I saw one like that in one of the other pots. And another blue chalk sticks with lots of blossoms. But I think I got a steal because basically I got each of these, see, 35% off $13. We're gonna say roughly 8 something. If I can do my math real quickly in my head. 8 something, no more than $3 for each plant. And I think $3 for each plant, as large as these are, is excellent. Excellent. So I'm going to consider that my shopping trip was a huge success. I'm not sure if you can see the size of the planter, but these are large. Let me see, that's probably a 3 or 4 inch little section in there, a division. But look at that. I lucked out. 3 of those for, what would that be, about $18. Looks good. Well, I hope you're just as proud of my plant haul. And really, all I did was go out to get a bag of soil. I did get my soil, 2 bags. After shopping at all those places, I ended up buying plants at Rural King. So if you go to Rural King, be sure to check that outdoor division right now because they are discounting the plants. And I hit the jackpot. But thanks for watching. And be sure to come back for the planting video that I'll have soon.